is great to see you this evening on what has been a long day for the Black and Gold. Well, we're glad you're wrapping up your Sunday night here with us on Saints Tonight. Hi, everybody. Alongside my Super Bowl champion teammate, Scott Shanley, I'm Victor Howell. We will take you overseas, and we'll go to London and visit with our Saints insider, Mike Neighbors, and Deuce McAllister, plus reaction from the Saints in just a moment on what was a very good Sunday and what is a very nice trip for the Black and Gold coming back to the Saints, coming back to the States. Scott, we talked about it early this morning on Saints Game Day. 2-2 at this stage, much different than 1-3, besides the obvious in the numbers, that feel-good confidence coming back home now as you head into the bye week, and the Saints got it today. Yeah, you get that confidence going into the bye week, and when you look at it, being 2-2, now you get a chance your next game to go above 500, and that's a good feeling instead of fighting your way to get back to that even mark. But the one thing that's been impressed me about this Saints team the past couple weeks, and you haven't seen the past couple years, is the other team, they're playing solid enough football that they're not the ones making the mistakes and shooting themselves in the foot. They're waiting for the other team to shoot themselves in the foot and playing sound football the past couple weeks. Started to wonder this morning, our time, this afternoon over there in London, when this game would pick up, because it was a sluggish start for both teams. It was way too many flags the whole first half, and I can't remember a game with watching the Saints where it just became unwatchable. I mean, every other play there were flags, and you kind of find yourself doing other things and coming back to the game. But it was one of those games where you have a team in Miami been displaced a lot because of the hurricane. You have a team in the Saints who have been displaced for about 8 days in a different country trying to get their things together. So it was just one of those sloppy games, but the second half definitely picked up for one team at least. Yeah, no doubt about it. It's hard to believe the Dolphins have yet to play a home game. They won't do that till next week because of all of the situations they have been dealing with. But they were overseas, went over at the end of the week. The Saints have been over there since the big win over Carolina 1 week ago. So let's take you to Wembley Stadium. Over 84,000 on hand, and we were kind of joking in our offices here. Some people in London are so nice, they just didn't know sometimes when to leave a game. This game got sluggish, and it was a slow start, but the Saints take the field, and here we go. Miami gets the ball opening drive, and they're going to just kind of move right on down the field. Jay Cutler, we focused on him this morning. Devontae Parker, 15 yards on the completion. First down for the Dolphins, who now find themselves 2nd and 8 at the 32. Jarvis Landry, the former LSU Tiger, good for 11 yards, a spin of the ball, and a first down. 1st and 10 now from the 43. Jay Ajayi, we talked about him this morning and what he can do out of the backfield. Remember, he missed practice on Wednesday, did make the walkthrough Friday, was questionable to play. Nice 15-yard gain there after the missed tackle from Cam Jordan. On 3rd and 8 from the 27, Cutler to Julius Thomas, wide open in the middle of the field, gets it inside the 10, down to the 5. It's good for 23 yards. It's now 1st and goal from the 4. And a Saints opponent going right down the field to the end zone until this happens. Cutler picked off by Ken Crowley. What a game for Ken Crowley after we find out about a late suspension right before kickoff. What a nice play here. And I equate this play he made to the sack that Cam Jordan had a week ago against Carolina to kill an opening drive. Give your defense a confidence. That was Miami's best drive of the game, and I think he killed their confidence with that play. No doubt, because they went right down the field, got to the 4-yard line on the doorstep. They come away with nothing. Saints get the ball 1st and 10 from the 31. Breeze to Alvin Kamara. That's good for 11 yards. Then Kamara again, little screen pass, and look at him turn the corner, gets a nice block. 16 yards later, he has the chains moving, and the Saints are moving. 3rd and 7 now from the 17, and Breeze out of the shotgun again, across the middle, finds Josh Hill. Get the ball down to the 6, but wait, it's a holding call. Scott was just talking about the flags. That's on Zach Strief. Move the Saints back, and there's no score on the scoreboard after 1. So we go to the start of the 2nd, and the Saints are going to try to crack the scoreboard. Will Lutz from 41 yards out. Thomas Morstead with the hold, Lutz with the kick, and he pushes it to the right. So this game stays scoreless, and Miami gets a little momentum as the Saints had a nice drive, and they can't put any points on the board. Dolphins back in action now. 3rd and 13 from the 43. Raphael Bush, he gets the pressure on Cutler. That's a loss of 12 yards, and you started getting this feeling now after Scott mentioned that opening drive took the confidence from the Dolphins. Everything just kind of went downhill, but here's some sloppy play for the Saints. 3rd and 11, Breeze fumbles a snap, a loss of 7 yards. Was this miscommunication? What happened here? Well, I think Mark was shifting up to get into a protection mode, and Drew just wasn't ready for the snap yet. He was still making adjustments, and that's one of those things that happen. You don't really see it with the Saints offense. Mark moved up, but I think Max just needs to wait a little bit longer until Drew gets everybody set for a protection. Well, on it being a loss of 7, the Saints don't do anything with it, so back to Miami. It's now 3rd and 11. Dolphins finding themselves in long 3rd down situations. Cutler sacked again. A.J. Klein this time does it for the loss of 8 yards, and this is what you call a coverage sack, isn't it? Great coverage all the way around, and when you get coverage like that in the back end, these guys up front, all they need is just that half a second longer, and you get some plays up there. And they found their way into the backfield, so Cutler does nothing with it, and Saints get the ball back. 3rd and 10 from the 50. And Breeze goes to Michael Thomas for 14 yards. Move the chains, 1st and 10 from the 36. Breeze to Fleener, and it's 9 yards. You can see now we're at 30 seconds left in the half. So let's bring on Will Lutz from 43. He was no good from 41. He is true from 43. Miami had 30 yards of offense in the quarter. The Saints take the lead in the half. Sloppy first half indeed, but it's the black and gold on top by the score of 3-0, thanks to that field goal from Will Lutz. 30 yards in the quarter from Miami. In the second quarter, oh, it got worse in the third. Saints have the ball 2nd and 4 from the 29. Brandon Coleman. Breeze stays in the pocket. Look at him hit Coleman. Just slips and finds the opening in the defense. 31 yards there. How big was this play coming up here, Scott? 4th and 1 from the 17. Saints go for it.
Yeah, big call in the game here. You have an offense. Their offense is struggling. Your offense is starting to pick it up a little bit. This is one of those plays where you're trying to go at them, get the attack early in the third quarter.
You saw the measurement there at the chain by that much. It was that close, but the Saints get the first down. Here's Kamara out of the backfield. It's good for 11 yards on 2nd and 9. And that's another first down. 1st and goal now from the 4. Saints don't waste any time. Breeze to Michael Thomas. Corner of the end zone, and finally the Brits have something to cheer. 11 plays, 77 yards, and 5:59. The Saints find the end zone. 10-0 New Orleans. Miami ran 6 plays in the quarter. 6 plays in the quarter for 11 yards. They had the ball under 4 minutes, and the Saints have a 10-0 lead. I told you it would get worse. Let's go to the 4th quarter, and the Saints are try to salt this thing away. 2nd and 3 from the Miami 18. Oh, boy. Whee! That ball was nowhere close. Bad snap, and it's a loss of 17 yards as Breeze jumps back on it. You talked about him waiting a little earlier. This one, just bad angle.
Yeah, you're not going to see that out of Unger very often. He's one of the best centers in the league. No excuse for it this time. There were no protection issues where Drew was setting anybody up. It was just a bad snap.
Yeah, so you go from 2nd and 3 at the 18. The Saints settle for 4th and 12 from the 27. Here comes Lutz, this time from 45 out, and it's good. 12 plays, 34 yards. It went better than 6.5 minutes, but the botched snap takes away any chance for a touchdown. Field goal is good. It's 13-0 Saints. Dolphins get the ball back. This is just ugly. Cam Jordan with the big sack, the loss of 9 yards. Miami would get the recovery. The Cutler gets thrown around like a rag doll, and it's a loose ball. So the Saints get the ball back, 2nd and 8 at the 15, and Breeze to Michael Thomas. He got him to jump. It's a free play. Thomas kept playing. The Dolphins didn't. It turns out to be a 30-yard conversion for the black and gold. Now 3rd and 8 from the 38. How about the catch from Ted Ginn Jr.? Breeze puts it right where he needs to. Ginn Jr. goes up and gets it. 21 yards on the conversion, and here is where the Saints would salt it away. Look at this great play call. The nice little shovel pass to Kamara, 12 yards on the touchdown. 11 plays, 87 yards, and 5:41. Miami had 54 yards in the 4th quarter after having, 11 yards in the 3rd quarter? It was that type of day for the Dolphins. The Saints get the shutout. First shutout since December of 2012. They improved to 2-2, and since 1933, the Saints become just the 3rd team to have no turnovers through the first 4 games of the season. They now go into the bye week before hosting Detroit, feeling much better at 2-2.
I thought the first half was fairly sloppy, and yet there were a number of good things, and I thought in the second half we were able to take advantage of a couple possessions and make it a 2-score game. It was obvious the game was being played a certain way, and I'm sure we're going to look at the film and have a lot of things to correct, but it was a good one to get. A long way to come to get it, but it was worth it.
The way this team is improving going into the bye week, what do you see moving forward after the bye for this defense?
After the bye, I hope we pick up the ball right where we left off. I mean, if we can 20-0 somebody every week, I'd take it. I'm not going to lie to you. As long as we get the win, at the end of the day, that's what we're striving for. We always say we're striving for perfection. I'm not sure we even played a perfect game this game. I do know that we came in with the right mentality and got the win when we needed to.
And look, give credit to the Saints. We talked about it this morning on Saints Game Day that Adam Gase, the head coach of the Miami Dolphins, after last week's performance against the Jets, called his offense in his first 2 years garbage. That's an insult to garbage, what we saw today. That Miami team really, really struggled today. But to the Saints' credit, and from what Sean Payton said, Scott, it was ugly early the way it was being played, but they were able to keep their composure, keep their focus, and then finally, when they had the chance, they were able to put the Dolphins away.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I alluded to earlier, is this team has done a nice job of not making that mistake and giving the other team momentum. Outside that first drive, Miami really didn't do anything, and you sat there throughout that game 0-0. Nobody, it was kind of like a boxing match, each slugging each other. It wasn't pretty, but the Saints Saints, they hung in there long enough. The offense got going, while the Miami Dolphins stayed in neutral the rest of the game. And that was just it was that type of game, but the Saints hung in there and didn't make any critical mistakes.
All right, let's focus on the defense as we kick things off here and go a little bit deeper inside this ball game. And you heard him talking about during the broadcast, in the first 2 games, the Saints defense has given up north of 1,000 yards total offense. Now in these last 2 games, Carolina and then today against the Dolphins, where they give up a total of 186, they've given up less than 500 yards. It goes back to that first drive you talked about and we focused on it. You took the confidence right out of the Dolphins because they drove the length of the field, yet it ends with this outstanding play by Crawley, and they come away with nothing.
It was a great job of hanging in there, and I talked about the Carolina Panthers last week. They drove right down the field. Cam made a big sack, and it turned the fortune of the game. And this play right here, it was the same way. It crushed their confidence early in the game.
And then when they're trying to get something done, you can see, look at all the blue jerseys to the left, but look at Raphael Bush, just comes untouched. Cutler, no chance of getting away. He holds on and gets the sack. And then here's one we saw earlier as well. A.J. Klein getting the job done.
I thought Dennis Allen did a great job of designing some of these blitzes and getting guys running free at a struggling Miami offensive line.
Now we go to the fourth quarter here. The game is pretty much put away. And there's a stat we were just talking about, as a matter of fact. Saints have kind of put this away, but hey, it's 4th and 4. It's in the fourth quarter. What's Dennis Allen yelling? Watch it back, watch it back. What was he seeing?
Dennis saw something from tape with this formation, the running back offset. He knew right where they were throwing. He's yelling on the sideline, watch the running back. That's exactly where Miami went with it. And this is the thing. Dennis Allen understands football. He puts his guys in position to make plays. They need to just trust that he knows what he's doing on defense.
And you can certainly see the celebration on the sideline because they knew they had put this thing away. Look, we're not going to sit here and say that the Miami Dolphins offense is anything like what the Saints saw in Week 1 against the Vikings or against the Patriots, or for that matter, for Carolina, who looked so bad a week ago. Then they go and beat the Patriots early this afternoon up there in New England. But look, Miami's getting paid just like everybody else in the NFL. Bottom line is whether they're bad right now or not, that's a Miami problem, not the Saints problem. They can take this confidence because they put this team away and didn't give them a chance to breathe in this one.
And that's growth. That's definitely growth on this Saints team part. And I know I've talked about it the last couple of years. You've been in games like this. You've been against teams where they're struggling and the Saints may be struggling, but the Saints make that critical error, make that critical turnover. Don't force turnovers. But that hasn't been happening, especially the last 2 weeks. And I think that's a very encouraging sign, very positive sign. They're playing complementary football. I think the Saints offense, you've seen them maybe be a little more conservative than in the past. They're not turning the ball over, and they're giving their defense a chance by not turning the ball over, putting them in bad.
Neighbors joined us early this morning on Saints Game Day, getting you ready for the ball game, and he joins us now for the first time tonight as he gets comments from our Hall of Famer and the radio analyst for the Saints broadcast, Deuce McAllister.
Thanks a lot, guys. Deuce McAllister joins me here in London, and kind of a weird game offensively. Things changed in the second half, but boy, what a big win for this team.
A huge win for this team. I mean, you have an opportunity in that first quarter to go 2-2, you know, when things were bleak at 0-2. You know, a lot of people had written this team off. You talk about a defense that has grown up, you know, last 2 games under 500 yards. I think that speaks for itself, and, you know, to be able to create the turnovers. They had 1. They probably should have had another 2. You know, just wasn't able to recover some of those fumbles. And then, you know, from an offensive standpoint, taking care of the football. You know, having some balance, probably want a little more production out of the run game. But when you talk about you're playing Carolina, you talk about you're playing this defensive front, you're not going to have just gashes, but, you know, it's a win.
How much has this surprised you, the way the defense has made a complete U-turn? I mean, after the first 2 weeks of the season and then the last couple of weeks, it's a really different unit, it looks like, out there.
Well, it's a different unit, but they're communicating better. And, you know, and DA got a little creative today. We've seen the 3 safety packages. Today was a 4 safety package. And so, you know, same principles, but just different guys doing it and they're executing. And so, you know, when you get a team in 3rd and long, you know, 3rd and 7, you've got to get off the field. And so they've been able to do that, and then they've created turnovers, and it's fun. They're flying around, and so a lot of their issue early on was communication more than anything.
What does that do for an offense when the defense steps up and really improves like it has the last couple of weeks?
Well, you know, you have more chances. You know you're going to get more touches. I mean, you look at the first quarter, each team only had the ball 1 possession, you know, but the Saints were able to add more possessions for their offense because of the turnovers and then putting the Miami offense in 3rd and long situations.
I found it interesting with Sean Payton talking about the adjustments in this game where sometimes you eliminate plays that maybe didn't work in the first half. Take me inside and maybe how this offense adjusted, because they really played a lot better in the second half.
Well, you know, losing Josh Hill when you already lost John Kuhn early in the week. You know, Josh Hill and Human were your backup fullbacks or your fullbacks for you. And so, you know, you lose Josh Hill. Now Laribas has to come in and play a little bit more. Well, he's not going to go out on some of those passes. And so that's what he means by eliminating some of those plays. And the other thing is, okay, so they lost their starting corner. Now you may say, hey, look, let's go after this rookie, you know, Cordero Tanksley, a little bit more than maybe in the original game plan. So it's just doing things of that nature. Thought they did an outstanding job being able to create and get space for Alvin Kamara. You know, the shuffle pass. I've seen that concept before, and for him to do it, he did an outstanding job with it.
You saw him in training camp, and he was comfortable there. He tells me even more and more comfortable now, and that should be dangerous as this season moves on.
He's learning and understanding how teams are playing, and some teams are going to bump him off the ball. Some teams are going to try not to let him get the ball in space. So he's just got to continue to adjust his game as teams play him differently. So he's growing, but there's a role for him, there's a role for Mark, and there's still a role for Adrian Peterson.
Finally, we're outside the team bus right here in London. You were here in 2008 when you won. How was the flight home when you win a game like this?
I'm so happy to be, just with a win. You're happy to go into a bye with a win, and that's a long trip to have to be sad on the plane. So, at least they can relax a little bit and then take a deep breath out just because they've accomplished a pretty good feat.
Great analysis from our own Deuce McAllister, the leading rusher for the Saints in their last victory here in London against the San Diego Chargers. Back to you guys in the studio.
Well, Deuce is certainly going to enjoy the trip home, and so will everybody else in the black and gold because of these numbers right here as the Saints get the shutout win. First one since December of 2012, 20-0. We just referenced it. Scott's been emphasizing what the defense did. There it is, Scott's second line from the top. 186 yards of total offense, and that includes 11 yards in the third quarter, 54 yards in the fourth quarter, which basically tells you after halftime the Dolphins had no shot.
Yeah, they did nothing. Outside of that first drive they had in the game, it was just a smothering effort by the Saints defense. Kept their foot on them all day. And when you look at the numbers, the Saints offense taking care of the football. If they can take care of the football and keep this defense out of bad situations and help them continue to get confidence, this defense will just continue to get better.
You would think the 8 penalties might be of concern, but look, Miami had 11 penalties for more yardage. They had the 1 turnover. Saints held the ball for 9 minutes more, and you see that third down conversions. We talk about that time and time again. We talked about it Saturday night with LSU's disappointing loss, how they went 0 for on the third downs. Look at the Dolphins. The Saints hold them to 1 for 8 on conversions, yet the Saints 6 of 13, so you're basically batting about 50%. That can help.
Yeah, when you go 1 for 8, and if you're not creating turnovers, causing the other team to turn the ball over, it's going to be tough to win games if you're not staying on the field. And that's why you see the Saints defensive rankings are really going to take quite a jump in a lot of categories after these last 2 weeks, especially after today. So it was a good performance by them.
And remember, with that 186 yards of total offense, a lot of that came on that opening drive. But for the Dolphins, it led to no points because of the big interception from one Ken Crawley, who talked to Mike Neighbors.
Talk about the first drive. They had the ball for over 8 minutes. And for you to make a play like that, what does that do for the defense and what does that do for this team?
They kind of caught us off guard. We knew they was going to be like a hurry-up team. And just that play was an awesome play. And it kind of turned the game over. They gave us all of their offense in that first drive. And from there on out, we just punished them.
You guys to keep it going, get your first shutout since 2012. What does that mean? What does that mean moving forward for this football team and this defense?
It's impressive. We just got to keep it up. You know what I'm saying? We can't take no days off. Just the first step. We took a first step last week. This is the second step, and we just got to keep it going.
Back-to-back big weeks for you. What does this do for your confidence, and what's been the difference in your play?
It was a lot. I just can't change what I'm doing. Just keep on watching film, keep pounding. Anything extra, get it from Coach AG. And it's a confidence booster, so I just got to keep going.
Saints quarterback Ken Crawley leading the team in tackles a week ago, coming up with a big interception which set the tone for the shutout here in London. Back to you guys in the studio.
Mike, thanks so much. We'll have more from London coming up, including a look at Mr. Kamara and the big day he had out of that Saints backfield. And, of course, Mike will have his one-on-one interview with Saints quarterback Drew Brees. Help leading the Saints to that big 20-0 win over the Dolphins. We're just getting started. Glad you're with us for this Sunday night here on Saints Tonight. Welcome back as we continue talking about the big day overseas for the Saints. First trip over there since my man here was in uniform. The Saints come back 2-0 from their days in London. His team beat the Chargers. Today they beat the Dolphins by the score of 20-0. You always want to come away from a game healthy. Unfortunately, the Saints did not do that today. A couple of injuries. Let's start first on the defensive side. This one came early, and you kind of called it as we were texting back and forth. We're all watching the game here and kind of feeling we kind of knew what might have happened, even though we haven't gotten the official word. But this is one of those up-and-comers that we've seen on defense, and you hated to see this as it came within 2 minutes of the first quarter.
No, you definitely don't want to see this. This kid's been playing great football. He's still learning a lot, and the bad thing is he's had a little bit of a history of injuries in his college days, so you're hoping it's nothing serious. But this is where you keep great players like Craig Robertson as backup and as insurance, those veteran guys who can come in and play. But this is definitely a huge loss for the Saints defense. to me, probably the most athletically gifted linebacker they have on the roster, and continues to get better every week.
So
as a young player.
You've been very high on him. We've talked about him now for several weeks, and he was holding his hand early, and we all thought, okay, maybe it's a wrist or something, but maybe that was just because of the fact of shoulder pain, and he was trying to hold it a certain way, and we'll wait to see. But as you mentioned, we've talked about him, we've focused on him early. You've talked about how athletic he is. You've played that position, then you see that go down. You hope he can come back sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and really, when you talk about a young player, you don't want to see these guys miss games, not only because of his performance on the field and what he can bring to this defense. He plays a nickel, he covers guys, he blitzes well. These are critical time in his career to gain these reps. So you hope he's not out too long. But like I said, he did have a history of shoulder injuries at Florida, so you're hoping it's nothing too serious where it's going to be too long term.
So let's go from a young up-and-comer on the defensive side to a veteran player on the offensive side. This one, of course, on the offensive line. We're talking about Zach Strief. We were not sure he was going to play. We talked about it this morning, how he was not listed on the inactive list. He was seeing action. Some people may wonder, and again, this comes in the fourth quarter, may wonder, hey, you got a bye week coming up. Do you maybe get him healthy? But he was in there and then goes down with another injury.
Yeah, I was shocked Zach played today, and basically because of what you said, he could have got another 2 weeks of rest with that bye week coming up. But Zach's one of those guys. He's the ultimate competitor. He's a leader. He wants to be out there. I'm sure his body started to feel pretty good, and he thought he could give it a go. It's just one of those things where you'd like to see maybe a little bit more rest. But this could happen at any point in the game, whether or not he waited another 2 weeks to come back out and play.
Well, so now hopefully that he'll have a chance to get some rest, get it looked at again as they make their way back home. But a tough situation indeed to see that he would go down like that so late in the ball game. You see him coming down right there as Breeze gets that pressure, and Breeze immediately putting a hand on his back. You can tell that he was not feeling good, and hopefully Zach Strief can get healthy and see what he does. But certainly it's important, if nothing else, they're going to come into that bye week there, give him a chance to rehab that before they're back on the field for the big stretch run starting with Detroit in 2 weeks. Let's go back to London and get some more reaction. The man we're going to talk to now, Alvin Kamara. You look at what he did today. 5 carries, 25 yards from the rushing game. Also targeted 10 times. Guess what? Targeted 10 times, 10 catches. Nice set of math numbers there. 10 for 10, 71 yards, and the 1 touchdown. Mike Neighbors had a chance to catch up with him after the game.
This offense was a lot more productive in the second half. What adjustments did you guys make at halftime?
We just didn't get away from our game plan. You know, we knew what we had and we knew what we wanted to do, so we came back out after halftime and just kept with it, and we executed.
Shuffle pass from Breeze to ice this game. Take me through that play and how big that was for you.
Like I said, I mean, it was one of those plays, those special plays where you don't know if you're going to run it or not. And, I mean, I think we just got into a situation where Coach Payton was comfortable with running it. Ted went on the motion. I told him to go fast because I knew we ran that same jet motion earlier and handed the ball out to him. So I knew with him running out there, they would kind of be fooled into thinking he was getting the ball again. I came right under and you know, got in the end zone. Great blocking by the O-line and the receivers.
Comfortable in training camp. How much more comfortable are you even now in this offense?
I'm getting more and more comfortable. Like I said, with Drew and AD and Mark just pushing me and being able to be comfortable and understand like the smaller things in the offense. I mean, it's really helping.
Finally, this win does a lot, makes that plane ride home a lot shorter. You go into the bye week now with some momentum. What does this do getting back to 500 at this point?
Man, it feels good. You know, I think we just, like you said, momentum and just confidence. And, you know, it's going to be an enjoyable plane ride. You know, it's an 8-hour ride, a long ride, but we got to win, so it's going to feel good.
Thanks. That's Alvin Kamara. You know what? Getting more and more comfy with this Saints offense. Back to you guys in the studio.
This goes back to the bigger picture that we talked about early in the season, how these players are going to fit out of the backfield and also into the passing game. Because when you look at the numbers and who was targeted today in the passing game, Drew Brees, who we will hear from in just a moment, 29 of 41. Of his targets, Thomas, wide receiver, 11 targets. The next top 2 players that were targeted, running backs. Kamara targeted 10 times, had 10 catches for 71 yards in the touchdown. Mark Ingram, 8 targets, had 4 catches out of the backfield and 17 yards. I bring that up because let's talk about the bigger picture, and there's a third body in that backfield that got some attention today on the national broadcast, but didn't get a lot of attention on the field. And that, of course, is Adrian Peterson. He did play today. He had 4 carries for 4 yards. Did not play a ton. You heard the national guys talking about how he may be the odd man out and just not fitting in. Now, to Adrian Peterson's credit, after the game, in a post-game interview he did with the New Orleans Advocate, he did say the bottom line is, and the important thing is, we are winning. And he said that he could see himself starting to find his role. He's still trying to figure it out, but he said he has no plans on wanting to bail out. But, Scott, let's look at this bigger picture. They started the season in Minnesota. We remember all the hype, and Adrian Peterson, rightfully so, got a lot of that hype facing his older team. After the game, we saw the big highlight of him and Sean Payton get it out on the sideline. Then he comes out and says, I didn't sign up for this. That was 9 times. Now he carries it 4 times for 4 yards and barely got ahead of Drew Brees in terms of rushing in this ball game. Yet he comes out afterwards and says the bottom line is we're winning and I'm trying to find my role. Is he going to be with this team long enough to find a role, or will he indeed be that third man out because of the way the Saints offense runs?
Well, I think the obvious thing right now is his role is becoming less and less. From week one, when everybody thought that it was a diminished role, it's even gotten less and less every week. And you heard Coach Payton after the game talk about it's really going to be 2 backs every week who are going to take the brunt of the workload. And so that leaves one odd man out. And right now, it's the future Hall of Famer Adrian Peterson, which nobody expected, because when you look at this guy in his career, and you've heard Ducey has said, I've said, I still think he has juice in the tank. I think he could be not just serviceable, I think he could be a starting feature back for a lot of teams in the league still. Some of these teams like New York and Green Bay, I think he would be an upgrade over some of these players. So as a former player, it's tough to watch a guy like this who still has something left. His role on this team just isn't needed the way some of the other teams around the league could use him.
Sean Payton admits that they want to focus on just having 2 backs. Do you see a scheme, and we're going to look at the schedule a little later, but would there be a moment where you could see that Adrian Peterson could be one of those 2 where maybe you use Kamara or Mark as more of the receiving back, yet Adrian Peterson becomes more of just the power running back and running only, or does that not fit into this grand offensive scheme? Yeah,
I don't think it really fits into what Coach Payton wants to do with this offense, and I think that's the number one reason why Adrian's really limited in how many times he can get on the field. He's never been a great route runner, receiving back. He'll do it. He can do it. He's not a great pass protector, which is, that's kind of odd for a future Hall of Famer. He's a straight downhill running back. And when you limit yourself like that, it's hard to get in, especially in this offense, because this offense is very, very multidimensional, and you have to be able to do a lot of different things to line up in the backfield.
And just one last topic before we leave this, but you just mentioned it too. How important is it to be a blocking back in this offensive scheme? Running backs today got 18 targets, 10 for Kamara, 8 for Ingram. But if they're not being targeted, a lot of times these guys are used as chip blockers for Payton, or they block and then release. Is that something that maybe they're not really focusing on a lot, but that plays a bigger part in this role of where Peterson fits?
Yes, and you hit it perfectly on the head. If you're a running back in this offense, you're going to chip to get out, because Coach Payton likes to beat blitzes with getting 5 guys out in a route. Getting the ball out quick, that's how you beat pressure, or you keep everybody in pass block. And if his strength is not pass blocking, and it's never been, it's hard to stay on the field if you don't do either one of those things. So I think that's really why you're seeing his carries are way down there, because there's not a whole lot of opportunities for him with the way the games have been going.
Well, he certainly said all the right things afterwards, and saying that he was glad that the team is winning, and indeed they are now, 2 in a row, back at 2-2 on the season as they make their way back home and head into the bye week. Again, one of the big emphasis came on the defensive side of the ball, as we talked about earlier. A.J. Klein had 4 tackles, one of those big sacks that we just talked about, and he talked about the performance with Mike after the game.
All right, Saints linebacker A.J. Klein joins me. First time you've ever been out of the country. This was a pretty good experience for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a great experience. Coach did a great job with the schedule and getting us out here early in the week. Allowed us to be tourists a little bit too. So I got to see the sights of London, and it allowed us to get acclimated to the time change. So, but the experience as a whole was awesome. I mean, I think it was 85,000 people in the stands today, and it's a great experience, great atmosphere to play in. So I'll be excited if we get the chance to play back here again.
You had another first, too. Your first sack as a member of the Saints. Take me through that play.
We had a little man coverage, and I ended up just hugging on the back and came free. But shout out goes to our D-line today. Our D-line did a great job in the run game and in the pass game getting pressure. So I think Cam had his sack fumble, and who else? Big O and Bush. I mean, we got pressure on the quarterback, so that was huge for us.
You guys wanted to win, but to get a shutout, I mean, what does that do for this defense?
It's great. It's a great confidence builder. It gives us great momentum moving forward into the bye week. We'll take a look at the tape. Obviously, there's still things to clean up, but the momentum building forward now after starting 0-2, now going to that bye 2-2 is big for us. And I know we have a young defense, so any confidence we can get moving forward is great.
And finally, you mentioned the young defense, but you're new. There's some new faces on this defense. I mean, this isn't going to happen overnight. It takes some time to gel, and you guys got to be happy with the progress.
Yeah, we're very happy with the progress. We're starting to melt together, and I think everybody's making progress, the young guys and obviously the new guys like me, AO, and some other pieces. So moving forward, just got to continue. Just got to continue to improve and continue to show that we can be a dominant defense in this league.
Thanks for your time.
Yeah, no problem.
Saints linebacker A.J. Klein here in London. Back to you guys.
Mike, thanks so much. Mike's not done yet. When we come back, he will have his conversation with quarterback Drew Brees and get his thoughts on the Saints bouncing back now 2 wins in a row as they head into the bye week. We will hear from the Saints QB when we come back on Saints Tonight. Welcome back as we continue here on CST and Saints Tonight, talking about the big win for New Orleans over Miami, 20-0 in London. And we started the season talking about Drew Brees, another year, all the gaudy numbers he's been putting up in terms of total season numbers. We haven't seen all of those big numbers yet in individual games, but let's talk about efficiency. Today, Scott, in the second half, after a sluggish first half where we saw just 3 points on a field goal to end the first half, Drew Brees comes out in the second half, goes 16 of 20 for 171 and 2 touchdowns. 4 incompletions in the second half of football to put the Dolphins away.
I think, yeah, that's where you're seeing this team. The thing I've been impressed with is when I refer to complementary football, most times in the past, you would have put this all on number 9 and said, hey, go win us this game. Early in the first half, when nobody was doing anything, you'd say, hey, throw some deep balls, try to get us going in this game. You risk turning the ball over and putting your defense in bad situations. And I think that's growth on the part of this team. Coach Payton is saying, number 9 doesn't have to win it every single week for us, make everybody do everything, and they're making the game easier for him.
And as we saw in the highlights, he had a nice 19-yarder here, 21-yarder here. It didn't have to be the 40, 50-yarders. But again, 16 of 20 in the second half. Overall, Drew, 29 of 41 for 268 and the 2 touchdowns. And as always, he stopped by afterwards to share his thoughts with Mike.
All right, guys, Drew Brees remains perfect here in London, but this game a little different tempo than that Chargers game, especially early on.
Yeah, the Charger game was a shootout. A lot more scoring in that one. This one, listen, this was hard fought. We knew the challenge going up against this defense. We knew how explosive they could be offensively with, Ajayi and Jarvis Landry and some of those guys. So, listen, defense played outstanding. Obviously, anytime you pitch a shutout, that's saying something, especially in this league. But, especially after that first drive, they go down the field and we get that interception in the end zone. It was huge, huge. And then we go down and unfortunately can't convert that to any points. And then all of a sudden the first quarter is gone, And so then it was battle to try to get some points going in at halftime, which we were able to do. So went in 3-0 with the 2-minute drive. And then that turning point is when you can come right back out and kind of double whammy, points before halftime, and then a touchdown drive to start the third quarter, which gives you a 10-0 lead, and then you feel like you've got the momentum.
This offense looked different in the second half, and Sean told us the adjustments you make, sometimes you just eliminate certain plays.
Yeah.
What kind of adjustments did you make at halftime?
Well, I think they were playing a bit more conservative than we expected, So I think you just realize the type of game it's going to be. Listen, we're going to have to slug it out. We're going to have to, be okay with the 2- and 3-yard runs at times and just kind of bide time and wait for those opportunities to, push the ball down the field, which we were able to get some big plays as the game went on. A big pass play to Brandon Coleman on the first drive, and then a big one on the final drive to Michael Thomas. But, again, you just plug away and then just wait for those opportunities.
In a game like this where you start in the second half with an 11-play, 77-yard drive, what does that do for the confidence of this offense?
Well, it's huge. I feel like just about every time I came to the sideline, I'm looking at the tablet and I'm seeing an 11-play drive, 13-play drive, 14-play drive, which that's just chewing time off the clock, which, you try to – that's complementary football. Anytime you can keep the defense off the field, keep them rested, and also just, plug away and get points. If those are resulting in points, those are momentum builders.
And then you guys ice at the end of the game. You do the shuffle pass to Kamara. Yeah. He's just getting more and more comfortable in this offense, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, and there's a lot of things we can do with him, obviously. He's very versatile, runs the ball extremely well, downhill, outside the pocket, and then what we can do with him in the passing game. So continue to evolve his role, and, he's got two great mentors, in front of him with AP and Mark. So it's a good group.
We usually talk offense, but we got to talk defense. The first shutout since 2012. The way they're playing the last couple of weeks has to make it easier on you guys to some degree.
Yeah, listen, they played great today, and they've continued to get better and better and gaining confidence. And, getting those 3 turnovers last week in Carolina was huge, set us up with great field position, really allowed us to get points and just completely take control of that game. And then today, same thing, Just keep plugging away. That first drive to get the interception in the end zone is huge. You're taking points off the board and then giving us, the ball at the 20, and then we're able to march it down the field. So that's complementary football. They're playing outstanding.
Final question. This one obviously makes the trip home easier. You go into the bye week 500. That's a lot of momentum for this football team.
Yeah, it is. We got a lot of work to do once we come back, but we'll use this time to recharge the battery and get better in certain ways, and then prepare to play Detroit.
All right, safe flight home. I'll see you when we get back.
Thank you.
All right, Drew Brees here in London. Mr. London, now 2-0 across the pond for the Saints. Back to you guys in the studio.
Hey, Scott, who am I? I'm the sitting down version of Jay Cutler in the Wildcat. The look of I don't really care.
He won up Mark Sanchez. Did you ever see the Mark Sanchez Wildcat? He just stood out there, but he got blown up. So
Jay Cutler just standing out there watching it go by. Long flight for the Dolphins, not for the Saints, who get the win today, 20-0. When we come back, yes, the bye week is upon us. Now it's time to look at the schedule, big picture, because after this bye week, it's all games and some important ones here on out. Scott's going to show you what we should be focusing on when we come back to wrap things up here on Saints Tonight. We're going to take a look at the schedule in just a moment, but this play was too good. We had to bring out the telestrator. Forgot to show you as we were going to break just a moment ago. I was showing you that I was the sit-down version of Jay Cutler showing interest in the play. Now let's go back because this is the first quarter. This is the first drive that we know winds up ending up with an interception that the Saints keep the Dolphins off the board. But Scott, why don't you show everybody what we were having some fun with Mr. Cutler?
We're going to have a lesson it's lesson 101 in bad body language and what to not do. So the Wildcat makes an appearance in today's game. You haven't seen it in about 6 or 7 years in the NFL, but when you get the Wildcat, you have the running back here, obviously taking the snap. You usually displace the quarterback, put him out here on an island, and I would say hands on hips is probably not a good sign. You're going to get a whole lot of effort, but let's take a look at the play as it unfolds.
So the Saints defense is giving him a little attention, kind of, right?
Yeah, then Crowley says, you know what, I'm not even going to cover the guy with the hands on the hips. So we get still hasn't moved, still standing there, and at this point I'm thinking, Jay Cutler's thinking, wasn't I supposed to be in the studio calling games? But the money was just too good to pass up. So I'll stand out here and put my hands on the hips.
Maybe he knew what was coming with this play or the rest of the game because he stood there the whole time with his hands on his hips. Not the kind of decoy that you want to be. And there he is, right there. He still hasn't moved.
Still hasn't moved.
Yeah, that's not what you call selling the play, if you will. Right? Maybe they need to work on that one a little more.
Yeah, body language is everything, and that is not sending a good message to your team, your fans, or your coaches that you're interested in being the quarterback for the Miami Dolphins.
No doubt. But the Saints get the big win now, and here's the important thing. They started the season 0-2. We were wondering about the confidence level. Maybe they weren't going to be with the expectations that some of us thought heading into the season and wanting to have a good turnaround. Well, guess what? They've turned it around in the last 2 games. The first win comes in the NFC South. Then they go overseas and beat Miami. So the nice trip back home. We talked about the importance of maybe 3-1. When we knew that couldn't happen, you had emphasized it's got to be 2-2. They got 2-2. So let's take a look at the schedule because the second thing you've been emphasizing is Green Bay. So take us to where we are and tell us why you were emphasizing Green Bay earlier this season.
Well, we emphasized Green Bay really because we looked at when the strength of the schedule. We knew the early part of this schedule was going to be pretty tough to be 3-1 just based on the teams you were playing. The fact that they were able to fight to 2-2 is critical, and it's huge because with these next 2 games coming up, these are both opponents who are going to vie for a wild card, maybe a divisional championship for their divisions in the NFC. So these games, the Lions and the Packers, if you can split those games somehow, I believe you're 3-3, you get into the next part of this schedule that are very, very winnable games. Now, Buffalo winning today and the Jets winning today kind of changed all that. But you get down in here at the end of the season, and you look at all those divisional games, it's going to be, you have to get these games against, you should beat the Bears. At the Bills is going to be a tough game. You're better than the Redskins, I believe. The Rams showed up today and beat the Cowboys. So the schedule got a little bit tougher with some of these games that have happened today.
Yeah, the Buffalo Bills get a big win. The Rams get the win. But then you see, starting in December, with the exception of that one game when you're playing the Jets, which is a home game, all 5 games to close out the season, minus that one, so 4 or 5, all in the NFC South, including the Falcons twice in the span of 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's a very backloaded schedule, and that's why with these games coming up, like I said, I thought the Jets and the Bills were going to not. Right. There's no gimmies in the NFL, but until you see Buffalo winning today and then the Jets winning in overtime, it's just proof there are no gimmies in the NFL. But I think these next 2 games, you're going to learn a lot about this Saints team. Being 2-2 is not all that bad. You played New England Patriots. You went on the road against the Minnesota Vikings. Those are tough games, but you won 2 good games. Now you got to come back, put it together. You're at home in the Dome against a good Lions team. That going up to Lambeau and going against Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers, I think will tell you a lot about this team and the direction.
And how fast things can change because you go in Carolina, looks horrible a week ago. They go to Foxborough and beat the Patriots today. The Atlanta Falcons are at home. They lose a game today at home. So, boy, things can certainly change. But with the Saints right now, they come back home and they get to enjoy that bye week. Of course, that means next weekend we won't be here on Sunday. We'll be here for a full Saturday because LSU's back in the SEC, and we'll be talking about that next Saturday on SaintsTonight. It's a 2:30 kick between the Tigers and the Gators. But the next time we see you will be for that Detroit game. That'll be in 2 weeks, and we'll be with you at 10:30, our regular kickoff time for Saints game day. Mike Neighbors will join us from the Superdome. We'll get you ready for the Lions and the Saints, and then, of course, we'll be back here that Sunday night to wrap it up between the Lions and the Saints. But again, that's 2 weeks away, so enjoy your bye week. And, hey, come back and join us next weekend when we talk LSU and college football. LSU Game Day Live, Arkansas Game Day next Saturday, and then we'll be back here to wrap it up for you next Saturday night. We thank you for spending this long day of football with us. For Mike Neighbors, Deuce McAllister, and the gang all overseas, Scott Shanley, I'm Victor Howell, saying good night from all of us at CST.